a highly unusual and financial transaction that startled and angered the victim's family and friends. Tiffany Lee, who remained out of custody after family, friends, and her mother's business associates raised $4 million cash and pledged Bay Area properties worth a combined $62 million to post as her bail. Courts require double the bail amount when property is pledged instead of cash. Prosecutors say Lee feared she would lose custody of her daughters. Lee and the two men were arrested shortly. Two guys were also arrested with her after Green's body, her husband's body, was found, and the trio is scheduled to stand trial in September. She's pleaded not guilty. Wow. Must be nice to come up with $35 million bail. $35 million bail, most of the time, you ain't getting out of jail. Most people. And also, man, condolences and prayers to the great Don Rickles, man. Don Rickles passed away at the age of 90. Legendary. Like, I think of Don Rickles, I think of, Jerry Lewis and all of the great classic old school comedians like that. The great Don Rickles, dead at the age of 90. I mean, 90? That was a good run. That was a great run. Also, today, and you're listening to The Doug Stewart Show, today is National Beer Day. Did y'all know that? Wow. Today is National Beer Day. Go out and have your beer. I'm going to do that. I think I'll go out and get me a nice cold Heineken after the show today. Today is also National Coffee Cake Day. That's okay. I can do without it. Today is National No Housework Day. I'm pretty sure my wife wasn't going to do any housework anyway. Shut up. It's Friday. It's Friday. That's why she wouldn't do any work. It's Friday. And also today is National Education and Sharing Day. That sounds good. Happy National Education and Sharing Day to you. Yeah, let me jump back in this chat room on Spreaker.com. Thank you so much for joining me on The Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. So what do we got here? My man Woe D504. Peyton Manning head grew way bigger than Barry Bonds. HGH positive. Very good point. And I mean, there were some allegations about performance-enhancing drugs. You remember that HGH was delivered to his house in his wife's name, and he threw his wife under the bus and all of that. And his head is pretty damn big. If that's the test that you use in talking about performance-enhancing drug use, is somebody's head, i.e. the way they talked about Barry Bonds for so many years, why don't we hear the same rhetoric about Peyton Manning, big-ass noggin? From Finance John E., he says, correct. Imagine if Don McNabb had done all that Ish Manning did. Man, Don McNabb throw his nuts in some chick face, they'd put his ass under the jail. Forever. So I went back in the chat. I pulled up in the chat during the time we were talking about Brett Favre, and I was talking about the contradictions on how the media report stories on certain athletes that they like, in quote marks, and others they don't. From Sidney Jackson, Brett Favre he used a street vernacular for penis. He sent penis pics to another woman while his wife was fighting cancer. To me, Favre is world-class scum trash-ish. Yeah, and that story came out. I forgot all about that. But Brett Favre is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You let media tell it. From What Up Falcons, Doug, Brett Favre, Tim Tebow, Peyton Manning, Dustin Johnson, and ESPN's attorneys are on line one. Who gives a rat's ass? I wish they would call me. I wish they would call me talk about some damn Tim Tebow. From Wody 504, yeah, a few other things played a part. Our GM couldn't manage the money after the Super Bowl. Everybody was asking for more money, but he let the wrong ones go. and paid the wrong ones. All the teams can learn from the Patriots on managing their money. Y'all heard this story, and I haven't talked about this, man. It's a fantastic, funny Football Friday. Word on the street is that the Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks are in real conversation to trade for Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman could possibly be, like, it's kind of like leaning that direction that Richard Sherman is going to be a New England Patriot. How could that happen? How could that happen? That's unbelievable. Now, I'm hoping it doesn't happen, man. I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but it makes you scratch your head. All of these moves that the Patriots have made this offseason, man, and, like, they continue to win. Like, I wouldn't trade, if I'm Seattle, I wouldn't trade with New England just because they're New England. Like, why would you, okay, maybe you have a beef with Richard Sherman. Maybe you tired of Richard Sherman allegedly, and you don't like his mouth, and he, blows up at coaches on sidelines, and you want to get rid of him. Yeah, maybe I'd trade him to any other team, but I'm not trading him to the New England Patriots. I'm not going to help the Patriots get better. Like, how could you do that? Maybe if he's a free agent, he goes to the New England Patriots. But if you're any of the other 31 teams in the NFL, why would you do a deal with a player that you know is good and that you know is going to help said team that you trade to? Why would you do a trade with the New England Patriots unless you're getting back double the value, which that's not going to happen? The Patriots not going to give you double the value for a player. They not. Why would you do a trade with the New England Patriots? Like that type of shit makes me think that, that it's rigged. Like how could you not use your common sense to say, well, I mean, they're offering a fair deal, but we can't give them anything to help make their team better. We can't do a deal with that team to help make them better. A team that's won 5 Super Bowls in the last 15 years, lost a couple others. We can't do a deal like that. But it sounds like that might even happen, man. From K, who wanted some the boy 3000, Bruce can't kick ass for real. Come on, folk. Well, I mean, in relative terms, he can kick ass. But I don't even want to bring back the whole conversation about, Bruce Lee at his height and Mike Tyson at his height, or any great boxer at the height of their career, or any fighter, period. And I guess probably a better comparison would be to one of the top MMA fighters, that can wrestle and do different disciplines or whatever. I think Bruce Lee, to a large part, is like Tommy Davison's character in Living Color. He's a fight choreographer. Right. What was Tommy Davison's character in Martin? Was it Dragonfly Jones? I think it was. I think that's what it was. I'm going to look it up real quick right now. He's a fight choreographer. No, Dragonfly Jones. I'm mixing up my sitcom cartoon, kung fu comedy guys. That was Martin's character on Martin, Dragonfly Jones. But y'all know what I'm talking about. You remember the dude that Tommy Davison played on Living Color, the Chinese kung fu guy or whatever? And he said that he never said that he was a kung fu master. He said he was a kung fu choreographer. He was a fight choreographer. That boy Chucky says Bruce Lee, Jim Kelly, Chuck Norris, Jet Li, and Steven Seagal. I'm not putting no Steven Seagal on my list. That's who I couldn't think about. Period. If you got a ponytail, if you're a grown-ass man with a ponytail, you don't get on my list of top 5 kung fu guys of all times. Let me go ahead and rank these guys. So I got the 5. I can't think of anybody else that I will put in before these 5 guys. And watching kung fu guys, stars, over the last 40 years. The 5 guys I got are Michael Jai White, Bruce Lee, Jim Kelly, Jet Li, and Jackie Chan. I think these are the real deal guys. Like, these guys really, really could kick much ass, okay, in relative terms. Number 1 got to be Bruce Lee. There's no question about that. Number 2, I think number 2, I'm going to put Michael Jai White. No, let me back off that. Number 2, I think I'm going to give to the great Jet Li. Number 3, I'm going to put Michael Jai White. Number 4, I'm going to put the great Jim Kelly from back in the day, kick much ass. And then coming in at number 5 is the great Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan, more so than these other guys, had a real comedic air to his kung fu. He did. I mean, he was like a jokester. Most of the time you saw Jackie Chan, he did a lot of funny stuff. I'm not saying that he wasn't bad with his, but in relative terms to these other 4 guys, I'll put Jackie Chan at number 5. So number 5, Jackie Chan. Number 4, Jim Kelly. Today is Jackie Chan's birthday, if you just tuned in and wanted to know why I'm talking about this. Number 4, the great Jim Kelly. Number 3, Michael Jai White. Number 2, the great Jet Li. And Jet Li really, when Jet Li came on the scene, man, Kung Fu needed him because, it was nobody else between, Bruce Lee and when Jackie Chan or Jet Li really hit the scene. So Jet Li comes in at number 2, and the great Bruce Lee comes in at number 1. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. When we get back from the break, here's what we'll do. We'll read chat, man. We just let our hair down on a Friday. We'll read some chat. Yeah, we'll read some chat, man. Let our hair down. I'm definitely going to get to this Dennis Rodman story where he gives his opinions about resting healthy players in the NBA and LeBron James and what he has to do with it. We'll get to that. A couple scores, highlights from last night in the NBA. So more fun coming up next on the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away.
Or direction, thoughts put down for perfection, for dead minds, resurrection, for hard heads a lesson, towards the feeling, true confessions, daily movement, progression, handle minds with aggression, respect my essence not to get caught in intersections like a lethal weapon, or safety for protection, here today be here for tomorrow, granted like words and scriptures for you to follow, pay attention, not all man's have good intentions, likely to stay in one dimension, put in place with discretion, know you're rating this one, see how deep things get, pure elevation, set it off to cure a nation. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scriptures for you to follow. My man, here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scriptures for you to follow. My brah, here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scriptures for you to follow. My seed, here today, be here for tomorrow. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Cock this so it's balance the bullets. We all holding full clips. Ways of the world forever. Keep my peeps in bullshit. Drama that, another episode of the habitat. You see it ill and abstract. We live it real and that's that. Reality fact. See your brother lying on his back and another brother holding the gap. Cain and Abel had they beef a while back. Not for everything, niggas should react. Bodies dumped out on the floor like a Roots video. You gotta see the show, you not living like you want more. My brother is my keeper. Spray your block with street sweeper. Heard the code of the sleeper. Why you wanna live how wide for Grim Reaper? Live your life, get the thumping through your speaker. Only the few come around with a chosen run. You still have wits when I hold for bun. Of course I never think twice about busting. You only get spared one, cousin. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scriptures for you to follow. My man, here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scriptures for you to follow. My bro, here today, be here for tomorrow. Granted like words and scriptures for you to follow. My seed, here today, be here for tomorrow. Here today, be here for tomorrow. Ways of the world, ways of the war, ways of the cold, ways with no heart, ways of the world, ways of the war, ways of the cold, ways with no heart,
ways of the world, ways of the war,
ways up.